Are you stuck on what to say when people ask, what do you do? Do you find it difficult to communicate your value fearing that you may come across as sounding flaky? Watch this video for my 4-step pitch perfection formula so you can confidently communicate your value and describe what you do without sounding flaky. Hi, I'm Jessica Rand, brand strategist and founder of The Key Planner. Now, I've worked with many credible organizations, aspiring entrepreneurs and leaders to help people develop a profitable personal brand. And the one area I cover to help people communicate their value is by mastering their elevator pitch. And now it's your turn. So if you feel paralyzed when people ask, what do you do? And you can't figure out how to communicate your value, by the end of this video, you'll have a simple 4-step pitch perfection formula so that you can feel more confident when asked, what do you do? Now, one thing I would like you to remember before we dive into the 4 steps is that communication is a two-way process. So depending on the context, your goal and the relationship being formed, on whether this is a new or established relationship, I find that even when people know their value, many find it difficult to describe it. And I understand when you're an aspiring entrepreneur, you're just getting started in business, or you're a small business owner seeking to build your network, creating a value-driven elevator pitch is a great way to communicate your value. However, quite often I find that people sound robotic, or they express their value in a way that comes across as a pitch that no one wants to listen to. So, I'd like to give you a framework so you'll know how to structure your pitch. And this is to give you confidence when communicating your value. So just a side note, your pitch isn't to turn into a robot, heading to a networking event, pitching your 30-second elevator pitch, handing your card, then moving on to the next person. That is not what I want you to do. Instead, I would like you to map out different pitches you'll use for different scenarios that you'll likely be in, such as when you're networking at an event or you're making calls to a cold prospect, for example. And keep it conversational. So understand when you're creating these pitches, it's for you to practice and prepare with. So you're communicating your value in a clear and concise manner without filler and fluff. Now let's get started. Here are 4 steps to crafting an elevator pitch. The first step is to start with a goal, the outcome. What is the outcome or the result you desire to achieve? Keeping the end in mind will help you craft your pitch based on the context and the relationship, whether it's new or established. The second step in the pitch perfection formula is to create a summary label which clearly defines who you are, where you've been professionally, where you are currently, and where you're going, all in around 15 seconds. Now let me give you an example so you can see this in action. So I'm at a networking event with learning directors from universities all around the country, and Jane, who's a mutual contact to me, happens to be the PA to Paul, who's the decision maker for Sunnyside University. My objective in this scenario is to build relationships with universities with the goal of creating buy-in for my personal brand training into colleges and universities shortly after. Now Jane introduces me to Paul and he asks, what do you do? I say, I help universities increase the success rate of students transitioning from studying to employment or starting a business. So if you want your students to land their desired roles or have more confidence in pursuing their business ideas, I can help. How are you today, Paul? Noticed I asked a question about them, and that's because in this scenario my goal for this is to get to know the person that I'm communicating with, yet I want to give them nuggets of what I do and what I provide. Now it's your turn. Pause this video for at least 10 seconds, no more, and I would like you to drop a comment below with your summary label. Fantastic, did you try this out? If not, wait until the end of the video and I'll tell you how you can get your hands on a guide I've written for you. Now, the third step in the pitch perfection formula is your UBP, which stands for your unique brand proposition. And this is the what's in it for them, the benefits and the value that you offer. And this is pretty much my creative spin of the USP, your unique selling proposition. However, it's a statement to use once you've identified a specific contact. As for myself, I like to connect with the human being in front of me and not an imaginary group of people. So you'd want to communicate your value within a particular category, express your brand promise, and certify your credibility. So let me give you an example. I'm at home, I'm cold calling learning directors at a university with the aim of getting my first meeting set up so I can get buy-in for my personal brand training, and it'll go something like this. Hi, I'm Jessica Rand. How are you today? I run a brand consultancy where we train students on building a personal brand so that they may increase their confidence and visibility to achieve their employability and business goals. May I ask if you currently have personal brand training within your employability department for students? And they answer no. So then I ask, do you use external trainers within your employability departments? And they answer yes. We do at times. Tell me more of what you provide. I provide personal brand training workshops to help students present and sell themselves confidently whilst marketing themselves like a product to gain visibility and build a credible profile. I could see this working well in your current employability skills training. Does this sound like training your university would be interested in? So can you see how that works? The aim of your UBP is to tell them what solutions you provide to solve their problems. And here I like to set the scene and allow the person I'm speaking to visualize how it would work for them, depending again on the context, and all of this within 20 to 30 seconds. And finally, the fourth step in the pitch perfection formula is to end with a call to action. So you'd want to give them the next steps of what to do, keeping within the context of the desired outcome that you would like to achieve. Now back to my example, I want to set the scene for a buying scenario, which will include the result. Again, depending on the context, it could be an open-ended question or presenting proof of concept. Keeping this a 60-second conversational elevator pitch, and it'll go something like this. As a result of working with Nightingale Business School, I've seen a 71% increase in the success ratio of students after attending my workshops actually securing their desired roles, as well as students successfully launching great brands and having the confidence to start their own company. Would it be possible to arrange a meeting to discuss the goals of the learning department to explore if we could work together? So can you see that I ended that with a call to action, prompting and telling the person what the next step is after I had presented my evidence? And did you notice that even though it was a pitch, it was broken up to be conversational? Now there you have it. Now let's do a quick recap. So 4 steps to crafting your pitch perfection formula is 1. Start with a goal, your desired outcome. 2. Create a summary label of who you are, where you've been professionally, where you are currently, and where you're going. 3. Create your UBP statement, aka the what's in it for them, the benefits and the value that you offer. And 4. Your call to action to tell them what to do next by either asking open-ended relevant questions or presenting evidence or proof of concept and prompting them of what to do next. Now that you've made that initial connection, you'd want to ensure that you have a follow-up plan in place so you can consistently nurture those relationships. Especially if you've never done business, you'd want to show genuine interest and build rapport, perhaps seek to help the person or look for opportunities to add value when trying to connect with someone. And when you have a system in place, you're more likely to build meaningful business relationships, which ultimately helps you to win more business. And why? Because without a system, there is no strategy in your relationships. So even if opportunities do come your way, it's likely you'll fail to seize them. So I highly recommend having a people plan in place and create a system that helps you develop meaningful business relationships so that you're consistently imparting with your value and creating a referral network which ultimately will help you win more business. Now you know how to answer the question, what do you do, and confidently communicate your value within 60 seconds. But what about when you head out into the real world? How does this pitch work for you? I've written a 2-page guide to help you craft different types of pitches based on your desired outcome, as mentioned in this video, called the Pitch Perfection Formula. So you can feel more confident sharing your value when building meaningful business relationships. Now, I'll leave a link below of where you can download this guide. Also, if you want to learn how to build a profitable personal brand and build an established network so you can consistently attract your ideal clients, develop meaningful and strategic business relationships, then join me on the live webinar training called How to Create a Marketing System for Your Personal Brand. I'll leave a link below to the live webinar. And if you've enjoyed this video, please let me know by liking it below, then hitting the subscribe button. And I'll be honored if you shared it with your friends, your family, your work colleagues, your business network, or anyone you know seeking to develop more meaningful business relationships. And remember, you deserve to be known for the one thing you're great at. Create the brand that is you, so you could turn your passion into profits and live the ideal life you were meant to live. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next week on Jessica Ran TV. Airera! Bye for now.